Hello students, I hope you would be liking my all these efforts which I am putting during this lockdown time. So if you are liking it, please subscribe my channel. Now let's come to the last portion of rights chapter, class 11 political science, kinds of rights. It's very important and really very easy to understand if such kind of classification comes. Means political rights, social rights, cultural rights, and all these categorization can easily be understood if you truly know the meaning of what is to be political, what is to be social, what is to be cultural, right? What is to be economic. So here political rights are given, obviously, which are related to the politics of the country, which is related to the political system of country, जिसका संबंध राजनीति से है, right? Base of democracy. Obviously, no democracy can be there without political rights, and democracy is ensured politically by giving such kind of rights, like equality before law. We all are treated equally in the eyes of laws. Whether you are a vendor, whether you are prime minister, the provisions written in the law will remain same to you. And punishment to any crime will also remain the same, right? It doesn't matter from which section of society you belong or from which position you belong. It is not actually the matter when we are in front of law. Right to vote, as you already know, universal adult franchise, we all have been given right to vote on the basis of age. It is not the matter you are a male or female, you belong to this religion, that religion, nothing matters. Just one thing, that you are of 18 years or above. Then right to express means we are totally free to express or give our opinion. Whether anyone accepts it or not, but you are totally free to share your views and opinions. Now here it's really very important question, and I always go for a long discussion in the classroom. Discuss the value of political rights to poor. Means economically, if you are not well off, do you really enjoy all the political rights? And I will really say no. Because in conditions, if you are economically disadvantaged, in 9th class, if you remember poverty chapter, you learned that how if you are economically disadvantaged, you are disadvantaged in each and every other field of society. Likewise, if you are poor anywhere, there is a compromise of rights. For not to happen this, really there should be minimal condition provided to everyone. Means everyone should be getting 2-3 times meal and the basic needs should be fulfilled. If our basic needs will be fulfilled, right, obviously we will not take any wrong decision for ourselves as well as for the country, and we will try to fulfill our political responsibility. I hope you understood. अगर हम basic conditions हमारी fulfill हो रही हैं, after that obviously all depends upon our morality too. But in a democracy, to ensure political rights, every poor should be getting minimal conditions. This is the responsibility of the government to ensure, so that democracy can run in the right way and in effective way. Then expanding scope to cultural claims of citizens. Like if I am very close to my particular language, my religion, my culture, my customs, then also it is important to expand its scope if there is a democracy and political rights. Means political, economic, social, cultural rights are secure. If basic conditions of our life are fulfilled, then only we can enjoy all these to a greater extent. Now the last topic of the chapter, rights and responsibilities. I started by saying that rights are your favorite topic, and while talking about our rights, we most of the time forget to talk about responsibilities. And rights and responsibilities are the two sides of the same coin. because no right, like if I take example of right to murder, why it's not been given? Because it is dangerous. And how can it be right? Because it is not, it can't be applied universally. And when we are giving any right, there is any responsibility also. The same right to be ensured for the other, which is not possible in such kind of rights. Okay, so two sides of the same coin. Not the responsibility of state only, but all of us. Obviously, I should be aware of my rights, and I should be aware of the same rights are assigned to you all. So I should respect your rights. And it is not the responsibility of state only, it is our mutual responsibility also. Nature of problem today need everyone's involvement, because without being aware you can easily be exploited even in democracy, right? So everyone's involvement is essential. State is not omnipresent, government is not omnipresent that will reach each and every place. So we need to play the role for common good, because common good is always very important, more important than our own one or particular person's interest. Self interest बहुत ही confined होता है, बहुत ही narrow होता है, but common good always expand us, always improve us, and for future generations. Obviously, what type of things we are doing, we are carrying few things for the future generation. हम जो करेंगे, अगर हम आज dignity नहीं दे रहे हैं, तो tomorrow obviously the same condition will be of that society, जहाँ पर disorder ज़्यादा होगा, problems ज़्यादा होंगी. So we need to take responsibility what we are going to give to the future generations. Then rights are limited by the principle of equal and same rights for all. I gave you example already. जो मेरा right है वो आपका right भी है, and the same rights you are having, so I should obviously respect yours so that I may enjoy. अगर मैं आपका right disturb करूँगी तो obviously you will also disturb my right, and it will not be good. So due claims are accepted so that you may also enjoy your right and I may also enjoy my rights. We must balance our rights when they come into conflict. Like here example in your book is given that you have the right to take the pictures, clicks. आपको photography बहुत पसंद है, आजकल तो हम हर चीज़ TikTok and all से करते हैं, but you can't take pictures of any person while the person is taking bath. Okay, means in all conditions you can't click the photographs. So here you need to understand the limitation. आपके right की जो responsibility है, that you need to understand कि आप किन conditions में pictures ले सकते हैं और किन conditions में pictures नहीं ले, right? So citizens must be vigilant. So really we need to be very aware, otherwise democracy can also be undemocratic, and aware about limitations which may be placed on their rights. Sometimes few conditions are imposed on us, we are being told to obey those conditions for the sake of national security. बहुत सारे ऐसे agreements होते हैं जो national security के लिए बहुत important है, and these are not being expressed. आप उसकी RTI के थ्रू डिमांड नहीं कर सकते हैं, because that will hamper the national security, right? So here we need to understand कहाँ हमें अपने rights को confine करना है, कहाँ limit करना है, और कहाँ secrecy ज़्यादा important है हमारे personal rights से. Then rights can never be absolute. I started this chapter by saying it's your favorite chapter, but I hope you have already understood that rights absolute नहीं हो सकते, unlimited नहीं हो सकते. Rights का unlimited होने का मतलब है no one will be able to enjoy rights. Understood? If there will not be discipline, there will not be law and order situation, आप अपने rights भी enjoy नहीं कर सकेंगे. That's why we have few claims, few responsibilities which we should respect, the way we respect our rights. I hope you understood. If not, then please ask question, I will reply. Thank you so much.